Conversations all the time with my best friend, and I'm like, okay girl, like how are we gonna meet men? We're never out. I don't want to meet a man online. I don't know, like I think it's my time, you guys. Okay, I've been single for almost, I think it's about to be like a year. I feel like my standards are so crazy. Like I feel like I'm literally thinking of like an imaginary person I've never even heard of. So that like limits my options so much, because not only am I a mom, but I feel like I'm just such a strong individual that like the person I'm with has to be an even stronger individual than me. And it's like, where am I gonna find that? I will say though, as someone who's always kind of went after like the cool guy vibe, I think I'm actually like in the opposite world now, and I want.
Of course, guys, so another woman admitting that she made kids with the cool guy, with the bad boys, with Chad. And now she's looking for the safe guy, the nice guy, for the beta bucks.
I want to be with someone who's like actually not cool at all. There's something so attractive about a man who's like pretty lame, and then his girlfriend's just like a bad just an overall. He's just like so lucky to have her. Like, oh, what are your guys' thoughts?
You need to look for that guy before having children with Chad. Why? Oh, because you weren't into men like that before. So if you didn't like guys like that before being a single mom, why would a guy like that come up now and save you, man, and take care of you? Why?
On dating men with kids, okay? That is something that I'm like also like is that that's a red flag, right? Like, wait, but I have kids too.
Not only that she's looking for the nice guy, but he also has to have no kids, even though she's a single mother. No logic, guys. By the way, guys, stay till the end because there is a very funny video at the end that I want you to see. And as always, if you enjoy my videos, consider subscribing.
True or false? All the good men got played, so now all they do is work, chill, and ignore people.
Ran through is such a vile way to put it. I was loved by men.
I had a guy once tell me that a man that really loves his wife will never let her find out that he's cheated. And ever since he said that to me, I've been afraid of being in a relationship.
The problem right now is not the fact that everybody has too many options. The problem is that people haven't worked on themselves to not need the validation for
There you go. Newsflash, you don't have to be half naked to work out in a gym, and the gym is not a strip club. We should all apologize to
People keep saying that I'm ran through. That's really fucked up because I never ran in my entire life.
I was in school, and the like little library room was kind of like shut off. Like no one in there because like the goes to the library, you know. The whole basketball team.
Did you get trained by a basketball team?
Yeah.
How many guys?
11.
11 guys.
Yeah, like
Guys, they have no shame always. They will tell online on themselves, guys. Why? Because no matter what they did in their past, they know they will find the scene. Stop being a scene, that's why women act the way that they do.
All I hear is the men saying it's not worth it. The women bring nothing to the table. All they do is spend money. I mean, since the dawn of time, men have been paying for the dates, right? Why is this amusing? Why are you upset about?
Because the quality of women has dropped significantly, especially in the West, man. Nowadays women can't cook, can't clean, can't do anything. They have a high body count. Why would a man want to be the provider for a woman like that?
That bit.
There you go. You're welcome. You wouldn't have had to worry about people seeing your private area if you were wearing more than a bra and underwear.
True.
There you go. See, bras go underneath the shirt. Didn't your mothers teach you that? There seems to be an epidemic of women forgetting to put clothes on before they leave the house.
Stop.
By the way, guys, before you ask me for his ID, I don't know anybody's ID. I just download the videos and that's it.
Stop dating men with children. Men with children either want to still be with their baby mama, are secretly sleeping with their baby mama.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I get it. But why are you so dirty under those fingernails, ma'am? You're on camera. Besides the fact that you have a tattoo on your chest right here, your nails under your nails, it's dirty, ma'am. It's yellow. We're just going to skip this video because it's so disgusting, so disgusting.
Men are not very attractive physically.
Is that a nose job? Lip injections, tons of Botox, many layers of makeup, fake nails, whatever the hell these eyebrows are, what seems to be breast implants. Listen.
Yeah, and also a filter for her eyes.
Listen, sweetheart, the difference between you and us is we don't need to change the way our face looks every day in order to feel secure enough to go out in public, okay? That's just so tough.
Some men are like, oh, I only want natural girls. I want no lip filler, no boob job, no Botox. I just like natural girls with no bloody makeup. And then they go on Instagram and like all the girls that's definitely had Botox, lip fillers and boob jobs.
Yes, ma'am, because they want to sleep with those women. They don't want to marry those women. Of course, those women will find a sim. They will always find some sucker. But a normal, intelligent guy wouldn't marry a woman like that has half-naked photos on Instagram for thousands and thousands of people to see, ma'am.
Sitting there in their bikinis by the pool. I want my girl covered up. But I like this picture of this half-naked girl. Yeah. I don't get it. I just don't understand.
Because you have a low IQ, ma'am. That's why. Because it makes so much sense, ma'am. Even women. I showed you the first woman. The kinds of guys that they want to sleep with and the kinds of guys that they want to marry are different. You also made a child with Chad, ma'am. And now you're looking for a serious relationship. How do women not... I swear, guys, I swear they have no logic. We're just going to skip this video because it's very stupid.
I said I wouldn't do it. I know I said I wouldn't do it. In fact, I pretty much swore that I wouldn't do it. But I think I might go back on Hinge. I don't know. I just feel like no.
Yes, ma'am, we know it's all about feelings. There is no logic. You swore that you wouldn't use dating apps anymore, but you still use them. Exactly like you will swear to marry a guy and be faithful and be with him for the rest of your life, and then you will cheat or you will leave. Why? Because of feelings. Because you felt a certain way. This is why I tell you guys, don't date women like this. Don't marry women like this. And I get a lot of comments from guys, even yesterday, telling me, well, how can you know if a woman is a cheater or if a woman is a 3 or 4? Because you can see the red flags. How do I spot the red flags? In a video in 10 seconds. And you can spot them in 2 years before marrying her. Just think about it, guys. You went to school and studied so hard to then finish school and maybe also go to college and then finish college and then get a job. And you study in that job to advance yourself, to climb the corporate ladder, to get the job that you want. And you study and you work and you study. And finally, you get that job. Why haven't you studied as hard to understand women and how women think and how to see the red flags? How come you study so hard for a job, but yet when you try to find the woman that you're going to marry, maybe spend 40, 50, 60 years with, you don't know anything about women? How does that make sense? And then you say, well, I can't read minds. Yeah, but you should have studied for years on how women are before getting married, before trying to find a woman. If you're stupid, why do you expect to have a happy life and find a good woman? Why? Why do you think you deserve that? You're talking exactly like women. Well, I deserve to find a woman that doesn't cheat on me. No, you don't deserve anything. You want something in life, you have to work for it. That woman left you, that woman cheated on you, it's because you didn't work to understand women. Stupid people don't win prizes. They get fucked up, they get divorced. Understand that. I know it hurts your feelings, but take feelings out of it. Think logically.
No one's coming up to me in public. No one's giving me any attention. No one's doing anything. And it's been a long time since I've been on it. Maybe I should give it another go. Maybe I should give it another go.
When I'm zero interested in a guy, he's doing everything for me. Like a guy who really wants you, he's doing everything for you. It's crazy. Them like child to do everything. But these are the guys I'm not interested in. Because there is something missing. There's something not aligned. I don't see potential there, you know? And when I really see potential in a guy and I really want him, he's treating me like shit or...
And why do you think that is? It's because that guy is out of your league. And why does he treat you like shit? Because he has better options than you. Nothing up here, guys. Nothing.
Not like shit, but he's not really into it. He doesn't show effort, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck? It's not fair.
Men with girlfriends, why do you guys have to like other girls' pictures on Instagram?
Women with boyfriends, why do you girls have to post half-naked pictures of yourself on Instagram?
Freaking hard is it to just scroll?
How hard is it to keep those half-naked pictures of yourself private in your photo gallery?
Is it worth hurting someone you love over something as meaningless as Instagram pictures?
Is it worth hurting someone you love over something as
And attention and validation from strangers.
Boundary your girlfriend is setting, then why not just respect it?
If that's a boundary your boyfriend is setting, then why not just respect it?
Them no, we are not.
Unfortunately, my guy, a lot of men are afraid to say that boundary, to say stop posting pictures. Why? Because they're afraid of losing that woman. Because they're in love. And they ignored all the red flags. Even though she has 100 red flags.
To me, or sensitive, or insecure, for having standards.
Let them know we're not too needy, or sensitive, or insecure, or having standards. Things my wife can say to me that I can't say to her.
You can't be fucking serious. Who leaves a wet fucking dirty towel in the tub?
Another simp, guys. Why is your wife or your girlfriend talking to you like that? How is she disrespecting you like that? It's clear she doesn't respect you at all, my guy. At all.
Huh? Are you fucking dumb? Huh? Do you not use this up here?
Smiling because someone understands me. I feel seen, but the minute he even thinks about raising his voice, I'm looking for who the hell he's talking to. Honestly feeling better about myself knowing other people are like me. Men don't respond well to being asked nicely. Yeah, hot take.
How are your women more masculine than you? How are they more dominating in the household than you? This guy even made a TikTok video showing that he knows his girlfriend is acting crazy. And what does he do? Instead of leaving her and finding a better woman, he stays. So if they get married and 5 years from now she divorces, he can say, well, I'm not a mind reader. I couldn't tell that she was crazy. Yes, you could, my guy.
Don't marry a bitch. Best case scenario, she gives you sex. Doesn't cook, doesn't clean, probably has 100 guy friends, disrespects you in private and in public.
Yeah.
Please find God, grab your balls, remember that you're a man, and don't ever allow a woman to treat you like this. I'm 30 years old. Here's why most men won't date me. Well, I think you just told us why, but let's see. I wake up naturally before 6 a.m. No, that's not the reason. I work up 7 days a week. No. I have way too many hobbies. No. I don't watch TV. No. I expect direct it. No. Inconsistency gives me. No. If someone hurts or disrespects me, I quietly input. No. I'm a lover girl to a foot. No. I have a zero tolerance policy for hot and cold. No. I don't entertain cat and mouse games. No. If you spend a lot of time with me, I will convince you that you're capable of everything you've ever dreamed of. How could that be a no? I read you like a book. No. I'm in a different country at least once per quarter. Okay, there we go. Now you're saying the truth. Yeah, that's a massive red flag.
I am expensive. Oh, so you're a gold digger. You saved the last two for the actual reason that most men don't want to entertain a 30-year-old expensive woman. Oh, it's because I have a lot of hobbies. No, it's because you're a gold digging.
Saw a girl on Instagram Reel say that if you ever want a man to leave you alone, just ask him for money. Because Kevin Gates was in her DMs, and then when she asked him for money, he said, be well. Honestly, real as fuck. Had a man in my DMs. When am I gonna fly you out? Still waiting to fly you out. I'm about to fly you out. I don't need to be flown out. I need money for groceries. That's what I said. I don't need to be flown out. I need money for fucking groceries.
Okay, ma'am, then just say you're a hooker, and that's it. Just say it, ma'am. Put in your profile. We're just going to skip this video because it's very stupid.
Loading the dating apps yesterday out of, I don't know, boredom. It is bleak.
Another woman that knows that dating apps don't work for her. She deleted the dating apps and then reinstalled them, hoping something magically changed. Magically. Exactly like they expect Prince Charming to just fall from the sky. Magically. Somehow. The universe. Karma. Manifestation. All buzzwords.
It's so performative. I mean, everybody on there, and I found myself doing it too. I don't know, it's just so curated. Everything is so curated that I just can't tell. And it's just like you're going off of vibes and photos and maybe some instinct, but I think back and I'm like, wow, are the people that I've dated, that I've really enjoyed dating and been in serious relationships with, if I saw their profile in a dating app,
Okay, ma'am, then tell us the logic behind you re-downloading the apps, ma'am. If you know their shit, why did you do it again? Oh, because you're stupid and you have no common sense. Okay, we're just going to skip this video, guys.
In all goodness, I know I flex all the time, but if you're a young girl or a dude and you're seeing girls posted up in Birkins on yachts every weekend,
they're hookers.
in Dubai every other weekend, in like 8-12 comps, it's not real. They're not living a respectable life.
They're just expensive hookers.
They're getting flown out. They're getting
Yeah.
fucked. We call these escorts, yacht girls. You would never know. It's like super undercover. But make sure if you're looking up to someone, make sure they're doing like a respectable line of work. And if you're a dude and you can't like afford...
How are you calling out people looking for somebody respectable to watch when all the women on here that post videos on TikTok get their dating advice and get everything about dating and their life and shit like that? They get advice from TikTok, from other single women on TikTok. Why? I don't get it.
Afford these things yet for your girl. Don't trip. Don't beat yourself up. Like, don't give up. Like, still keep working towards your goals. And if you're a girl, don't be jealous. Don't like feel any type of way if you can't have these things yet, because it's not real. These girls are genuinely so unhappy. I live in LA, so like I see it all the time. It's absolutely like repulsive, disgusting. The most unhappy people that you will ever meet. And I know it looks super glamorous when we're posting it, and it looks like, oh, they're winning in life. They're not fucking winning. You are more respectable having nothing than having everything and doing what they do.
What do women want?
I know what women want, but I don't want to say that.
Let's see what men want to say.
Money?
That's what women want.
Yes.
That's it? What do you think women want? Just money.
Girls want to be loved for sure, but money's really important to them.
It is. Girls that are attracted to you if you don't have money.
You said one of men's greatest feelings is the goal.
From the start, guys. By the way that she talks, you know she's a man-hater. She hates men.
First thing about women.
Gold diggers.
Men don't like gold diggers. Men fear the gold diggers.
I want to buy you a big giant ring. Don't be like pay for my dinner.
Are you worried about gold diggers?
Maybe a little bit, you know.
A lot of times, like, women are just there for the free meal.
But do these men really have anything to worry about? You're rich?
No.
How much money do you make?
I don't even look.
Do they even have any gold?
Ma'am, it's not about the amount. It doesn't matter if that guy has $100 in his bank account or $1 million. They don't want to spend money on some random woman that will just take advantage of them. It doesn't matter if it's $30. Men are fed up with going on dates with women just so they can get free meals. Do you get it? When we say gold digger, it's not about the amount. Oh my god.
Do you have a lot of gold?
No, not really.
You have gold.
On occasion.
What does that mean? You're a gambler?
I've had good nights.
You know what I always say? If you've got nothing, you've got nothing to lose.
I have a few things to protect.
Every guy has something, man. I told you before. But she doesn't understand logic. She doesn't understand why men like this fear gold diggers. We're just going to skip this video because it's clear she's very, very stupid.
Something that really confuses me about dating in 2026 is that men will tell you that they really enjoy spending time with you, they want to see you again, you talk about future plans, going places and doing things together, and then they just slowly stop responding.
Yes,
or
ma'am.
like send the most basic text that you have to fight for your life to like keep the conversation going. So
Yes, ma'am. And why do you think that is? It's either because he found somebody better, he's talking to somebody else, or he saw some red flags that he didn't like. So why would he spend more time with you, talking to you, getting to know you, when he knows you're not girlfriend material, you're not wife material?
clearly you're not interested. Why are you telling me that you still want to see me again? Like, just say you don't. It's not that hard to be honest and communicate accurately and be transparent about how you're feeling, because now I'm...
Ma'am, if men told you up front what they're actually thinking and what they actually want from you, women would block them 95% of the time. So they know they have to lie to you and tell you exactly what you want to hear so they can sleep with you and then ghost you, ma'am.
Sitting here being like, we just spent a week together. He told me he wanted to see me again. We made plans for the summer. We talked about, you know...
Okay, so he already slept with her, okay?
No. How we're so similar in so many ways and that we like spending time together. Now I'm just being breadcrumbed to be kept along for the convenience of both men and the
Yes, ma'am. Why did you sleep with him so fast? You gave him exactly what he wanted from the start. Very fast. He didn't have to work for it. Whose fault is it now? Oh, it's the man's fault because he's alive. No, ma'am. If you knew how to spot the red flags, if you knew how men think, if you knew to not put out from the first week, first 2 weeks, and wait a few months, you would weed out 95% of men that just want to sleep with you. But you don't do that, so why complain on the internet, man? We're just going to skip this video because it's very stupid.
Are you the one they call Quasimodo?
Yes, I am the bell ringer.
I've come to meet you. I am...
I know who you are. You are beautiful and I am ugly.
I am not what you look like. Please turn round.
No, I am a beast.
You are not a beast. You're a man with a soul. And through your eyes I shall see that soul. Then I shall judge your beauty. Oh my God! Can you turn round again, please?
Could one so beautiful learn to love someone so ugly?
No.
I warned you I was ugly.
Yeah, well, there's ugly and there's ugly, but that's just taking the piss.
Yes, but what about the...
Yeah, not too close, please.
Yeah, all right, you're not so great yourself, you know, love.
Well, at least both my eyes look in the same direction.
Yeah, that's because my eyes are trying to avoid making contact with your face.
Yeah, well, at least I don't spend most of my time cooped up in a bell tower, you freak.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one that came up here looking for a fella I've never even met, you slag.
Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
If I told you someone could guess you're pregnant, broke, or about to quit your job just from your shopping history and scroll habits, would you believe me? In this video, I'm going to show you how these prediction engines actually work and how tiny bits of poison in the data can quietly break them. Welcome back, nerds. I'm Addie. I've spent 15 years in cybersecurity, and I teach you about cyber threats before they blindside you. Today, we'll go from a real story of a dad who found out through coupons to a $60 attack that can bend a 400 million image AI to what you can do as a beginner to poke these systems legally and safely. By the end, you'll never look at a personalized feed the same way. Ready to see how fragile this machine really is? The algorithm that knew before anyone else. It's 2012, and a father storms into Target, waving a stack of coupons for maternity clothes, baby furniture, and newborn formula. He's absolutely furious. Why are you sending this to my teenage daughter? Target apologizes, blames some automated system, and tries to calm him down. End of story, right? Wrong. 2 weeks later, the dad calls back. His demeanor has changed this time, and he says,
"There were things happening in my house I didn't know about, but it looks like your system dead."
Target's data team had already done the math. They had built a statistical model, a kind of math engine trained on past shoppers, learned which combinations usually showed up right before someone started buying baby stuff. They had isolated around 24 product combos that screamed pregnancy statistically. Stuff like unscented lotion, vitamin and magnesium supplements, and bigger purses. There were no specific baby items yet. Instead, it was tiny shifts in normal shopping. Each shopper received a pregnancy prediction score. If they had a high enough score, the system timed ads and coupons right into that life transition window when humans are rewiring their shopping habits. A new baby means new routines, which also translates to new brand loyalty that sticks for years. With just diapers, wipes, and detergent, Target can lock in a long-term revenue stream off of a few innocent purchases. Different transition periods are some of the most expensive groups for advertisers targeting because of this desire for that brand loyalty. Here's the creepy but important part. The system inferred forward from indirect signals, and it acted on likelihood. So if algorithms can pull intimate truths out of boring errands and grocery runs, once people realize they're being watched that way, what happens when they start pushing back on the system itself? What data poisoning actually means. Here's the part that will piss off the tech broligarchy. You can mess with the watcher. In machine learning, data poisoning is a real term. It means slipping corrupted examples into training data so the model learns the wrong pattern with full confidence. Zoom that out. At a human level, it's any behavior that trains an algorithm to build the wrong story about you, or about people like you, like binge watching car videos for a week just to see if your feed freaks out. The model can't tell that you're trolling. It logs that as your new real interest. Ad platforms, recommendation feeds, search engines, and For You pages, most of them are continuous learning systems, even when nobody slaps the AI label on them. They run on a few quiet assumptions. First, your clicks reflect real interest. Next, watch time reflects real attention. Third, purchases reflect real intent. Fourth, your past behavior predicts your future behavior too. When those assumptions hold, the system feels psychic. It knows what you want before you even say it. When those assumptions break, the system becomes confidently wrong because models optimize for patterns, frequency, and what looks statistically regular. Tiny distortions sneak in as normal. They can be weird but plausible, but then those distortions get averaged into the way the system understands everyone. So you get this fragile loop. Behavior trains the model shapes what you see, and what you see shapes your behavior, around and around. Now here's the real question. If these systems are built at insane scale, slurping data from hundreds of millions of people, doesn't that scale protect it from manipulation? Or does it actually make poisoning cheaper and easier? Why bigger datasets make poisoning cheaper. Scale turns a $60 prank into an actual vulnerability. A research team looked at a massive 400 million image dataset and ran the numbers. At the time, they estimated they only needed to poison around 0.01% of it. That's tens of thousands of images in a sea of hundreds of millions. Now guess the cost to do that, with hosting and uploads included. I'll give you a second to type your guess in the comments. Shockingly, it's around $60, and that tiny sliver was enough to bend how a model behaved on specific triggers. Think about that. The model still looked normal on almost everything. Accuracy stayed high on benchmarks, but the poisoned pattern, say a certain logo or phrase, and the model slipped into wrong attacker-controlled behavior. Another team at Anthropic pushed this further with language models. They showed that dropping roughly 250 carefully written documents into a training corpus of billions was enough to reliably backdoor the model, regardless of model size. And here's why that works. Models chase statistical regularities. If something looks plausible and shows up often enough in the right context, it gets absorbed into the model's sense of how the world works. The bigger the data set, the easier it is to hide those distortions. Nobody's hand auditing billions of web pages or images. So scale creates this nice, comforting story of robustness while also creating a gigantic shadow map full of places to tuck in poison. In plain English, people assume that there's so much data that a little bad data can't matter, but that assumption is exactly what makes small, targeted poison so easy to hide. I can't help but keep drawing parallels between the tiny fraction of poison data that can reliably corrupt a massive system and Nassim Taleb's concept of the minority rule in Skin in the Game, which is what I've been reading this week. Both scenarios illustrate how a small, non-scalable set of inputs can disproportionately dictate the behavior of an entire ecosystem. So if the math already allows silent distortion at web scale, where do you actually see this fragility show up in your everyday life? Advertising, where algorithms tell on themselves. Digital advertising runs on probabilistic identity. Trackers follow you across sites and apps and pull together a rough sketch. You probably live here, care about this, and earn about that. Behind the scenes, real-time ad exchanges auction access to that sketch in milliseconds. Advertisers buy a 0.86 chance this person is in market for noise-canceling headphones. The whole thing runs on one belief. Signal equals intent, clicks equal interest, and watch time equals desire. But remember the poisoning logic. Once bots, click farms, faked installs, and I clicked by accident behavior flood the system, the feedback loop warps. Campaigns waste their budget on clicks that don't turn into sales and engagement spikes with no revenue on the other side, which results in massively wasted ad budgets. At that point, the deeper problem is uncertainty. Nobody, and especially advertisers, know what a click means anymore. And once nobody trusts what the numbers are saying, the whole data-driven story holding this ecosystem together starts to wobble. Is it a human? Or a bot? A bored scroll? Or maybe even a poisoned signal? Advertising is one of the most fragile algorithmic ecosystems because it depends completely on behavioral honesty at scale. When that honesty dissolves, the confidence that powers the whole system collapses with it. And here's the part that matters for AI and security. If ads are just the training wheels for this kind of interference economy, what happens when the exact same corrupted logic moves from banner ads to the entire web that modern AI models train on? From ads to the web itself, model collapse. The scariest attacker most tech bros face, it's their own data, slowly rotting underneath them. We call this long-term, slow-motion poisoning model collapse. Think about it. Modern AIs are constantly refreshed on the latest from the open web, but that web is now stuffed with their own recycled, AI-written sludge. This feedback loop makes the model blander, more generic, and less connected to reality over time. But what truly raises the stakes is the intent behind data poisoning. It became a powerful tool of resistance and self-defense against surveillance and unjust prediction. The ultimate targets are the black box systems that assign risk scores with real-world power. I'm talking about predictive engines built by companies like Palantir. They take billions of seemingly innocent data points like social media connections, utility bills, public records, and create a likelihood score, a score for everything from credit eligibility to who gets granted parole. The most dangerous predictive algorithms are the ones that determine who to target, arrest, or deport. If an algorithm can pull intimate, legally sensitive truths out of grocery runs, like the example of a person who has suffered a miscarriage, then the stakes are literally life and death. So the defensive strategy is simple. Intentionally flood these systems with plausible noise. If enough members of a non-targeted group introduce false contradictory signals, like mimicking a profile they don't have but is targeted, they dissolve the model's confidence. The goal is to make the system confidently wrong when it matters most and waste time and resources. It's possible to take collective, defensive action to make the underlying data so untrustworthy that the people relying on the targeting system can no longer trust their most crucial risk scores. This is the real security story. Sometimes the attacker is an activist, using the system's dependency on clean data against it. If the whole environment is becoming one big, poisonable training set, what does that actually mean for regular humans and anyone who just wants to defend instead of just doom scroll? How you hack the matrix back. So if the whole world is one giant, poisonable training set, here's the part nobody at tech companies wants you to fully internalize. You can fight back. Right now, your social media feed is basically a weaponized nervous system hijacker, filled with rage bait, fear bait, disaster clips, and everything is on fire takes. And all of this stuff is a business model. The longer you're in fight or flight, the longer you're glued to the screen. And the longer you're glued, the richer they get. Data poisoning at your level is how you start breaking that spell. Here's how it works in practice. Create a new social media account and treat it like a doorway to a different timeline. On this account, you are not allowed to feed the rage machine. Instead, you scroll past outrage immediately. Refuse to click anything that spikes your anxiety or cortisol, and only engage with content that would actually make your life better in 6 months. That would be stuff like life skills, joy, health, how to be calm, real problem solving, and actual humanity. At first, the algorithm will keep shoving chaos in your face. It's testing you. But the algorithms are loyal to patterns. If you act bored by the panic and obsessed with things that actually nourish you, it will change your algorithm, and that will change your reality. The one made of recommendations, suggestions, and you might like this, will start to feel a lot less like a trap and more like a tool you can use for your own self-development. That's you poisoning the model's version of you on purpose. Not everyone has to unplug entirely from the matrix to make this work. So you can actually stay inside of it and still take your power back by refusing to play the role that they wrote for you. If you like this video about data poisoning, then you will love this one about how to become invisible online in 2026. I'll see you in that one next. If you've ever used Wi-Fi, HTTPS, a VPN, or secure messaging, this video explains why it doesn't instantly get you robbed. In the next few minutes, you'll understand how two total strangers can create a shared secret in public, why that was once believed to be impossible, and the single math assumption holding the entire secure internet together. Hi nerds, welcome back. I'm Addie Lopez, 15 years in cybersecurity with a concentration in cryptography, and I break down cyber threats before they blindside you. By the end of this, you'll be able to look at that little padlock in this browser and actually know what's going on, and why it might not last forever. Let's get into it. The internet starts with a secret advertising app. You open your laptop in a noisy cafe, hop on the sketchy free Wi-Fi, and type your bank's URL. Milliseconds later, your browser and a server you've never met are behaving like old friends with a shared secret, except they didn't share one before. And the whole time, this is to work. Someone can listen to every packet, copy every message, and even modify the traffic in flight. In the physical world, secrecy used to mean shrinking the circle. So you would trust a courier, hand over a code book, or lock a safe and count who all has the combination. Computer networks obliterated that model. Now you've got millions of strangers wanting to talk securely without ever meeting. The old answer that was to just exchange keys in person first suddenly looks like telling everyone to mail their house keys around the world before they're even allowed to talk. When you zoom out, the weird part is the attitude. Your browser behaves as if it can step into a hostile global network and somehow create secrecy on top of it. So how did that one demand, just let me have a private conversation with someone I've never met, turn into a roadblock for cryptography once networks started going global? The deadlock that blocked the internet. Before the mid-1970s, everyone agreed on one fact about secure communication. You can't have secrecy without a shared secret key first. Every real system was symmetric. That means they use the same key to lock and unlock. If you could break the key, you own the whole channel. Militaries and banks handled this with ridiculous logistics. From keys in sealed envelopes, to codebooks chained to desks, to couriers flying across oceans with briefcase actually cuffed to their wrists. It works when your world is 50 embassies and a handful of bases, but that completely collapses when your world is hundreds of thousands of users on an open network. Because with symmetric keys, the scale explodes. Imagine you have a network of people who all want to talk to each other securely. We call the number of people N. If the system is symmetric, meaning every pair of people needs their own unique shared secret key, things get out of hand really quickly. Contrary to popular belief, you don't just need N keys, aka one for each person. You need a key for Alice to talk to Bob, a different one for Bob to talk to Carol, and so on. The number of keys you need explodes to something closer to N squared. In a global network of millions of users, this meant you'd need trillions of keys. The logistics of securely generating, distributing, and tracking all those physical keys was frankly impossible. That was the deadlock that blocked the internet. And there was a vicious little loop hiding underneath. If you send a key in clear, an eavesdropper can copy it. If you encrypt the key, you already needed a key. If you somehow had a safe way to send the key, why not just send the message that way? Experts genuinely thought, two people who've never met cannot agree on a secret key over a public line. If you can do that, you've already solved the whole problem. As ARPANET and early computer networks grew, this went from academic annoyance to hard blocker. You simply couldn't expect every new business relationship on a global network to wait for a physical key drop. So what mental move breaks that catch-22 and lets two strangers pull a shared secret out of a channel everyone can see? The insight that broke the deadlock. The breakthrough was a new way to think about information itself. Whitfield Diffie and Martin Hellman asked a question that sounded almost stupid at the time. What if some information can be public on purpose, and other information stays private, and combining them still produces a secret only we can know? Up to that point, the key was sacred. You guarded it, copied it carefully, never let it leak. Diffie-Hellman flipped that. It introduced asymmetry. Each side creates a private value they never reveal. From that, they compute a corresponding public value they're perfectly happy to shout across the network. Those public values are effectively built using a one-way function. Easy to go forward, but brutally hard to reverse. Now picture the exchange. Both sides agree on some public parameters. Alice picks a secret number, computes her public value, sends it. Bob does the same. They swap in the open with an eavesdropper watching every second of it, and each side combines my private with your public, and both land on the same shared secret. That final secret never crosses the wire. All anyone else sees is the public scaffolding. So what's the trick that makes Diffie-Hellman exchange work? It's all built on a one-way street of math. Think of it like a secret recipe. The process itself is called modular exponentiation. It's the part where you combine the public numbers everyone can see with the private numbers. You get the shared secret key. Going that direction is simple. It's easy for your browser and it's easy for the server. But trying to run that process backward to look at the final combined public number and figure out the original private secret, that's the discrete logarithm problem. When the numbers are large enough, it's like trying to perfectly unmix two paints that have been stirred together. Everyone agrees it's virtually impossible for any normal computer. That difficulty, the huge one-way wall of math, is the single assumption that the entire secure internet is standing on. To a 1970s cryptographer, this felt like cheating. If you can agree on a key in public, hadn't you just broken the rules of the universe? A lot of people thought they had. Some even dismissed the idea as too implausible to matter, but the math held. And once you can agree on a key without ever sharing one in advance, the impossible problem of key distribution suddenly looks solvable. So what happens to the internet once this odd little key agreement ritual becomes something machines can run millions of times a second? The infrastructure that fell out of agreement. The moment you let strangers agree on keys in public, the entire shape of secure systems shift. Take your browser. When you hit an HTTPS site, the fancy padlock is writing on a surprisingly simple story. Your browser and the server perform a key agreement. Nowadays, some flavor of Diffie-Hellman then hands the resulting secret to fast symmetric ciphers like AES. Diffie-Hellman doesn't do the bulk encryption. Instead, it's doing something upstream, minting a fresh, high-entropy secret that both sides can trust. That pattern shows up everywhere, like web browsers negotiating TLS session keys, to VPNs spinning up encrypted funnels over completely untrusted networks, to SSH sessions into remote servers, to secure messaging protocols that keep rotating keys in the background while you just see typing ... bubbles. Before this, secure communication between strangers at scale was a complete fantasy. You could secure a bank link and spy channel, but you couldn't secure everyone talking to everyone on demand. Diffie-Hellman changed that by making key agreement cheap and repeatable. Suddenly, you can give every connection its own key, throw keys away after one session, and you can even build systems where compromising a server's long-term key doesn't magically decrypt years of past traffic. That last bit, known as forward secrecy, is where the stakes quietly jumped. Protocols started using ephemeral Diffie-Hellman keys. This meant new random secrets each section, keys that exist just long enough to bring a connection into being and then vanish into thin air. Now, recording encrypted traffic just in case becomes a much worse deal for attackers. If they can't break the math at the time of the handshake, grabbing a key years later doesn't give them a free time machine. Though all of this depends on one quiet assumption, that the one-way function at the heart of Diffie-Hellman stays painfully hard to run in reverse. So what exactly is that assumption, and how long can we realistically lean on it? The assumption everything is standing on. Under all the protocol diagrams and acronyms, the entire internet stands on one simple bet. Going forward is easy, but going backwards is impossible. This bet is formally known as the discrete logarithm problem we mentioned earlier. Here's how it works. You start with three things. First, a huge public prime number, known as P, and if you weren't paying attention in math class, think of a prime number as a special number that can only be divided by 1 and itself. It's mathematically solid, making it an excellent base for a secret. You also need a starting point called the generator, also known as G, and your private secret number, known as X. You use a simple calculation to combine G and X to get a public result. This forward step is verifiable. The trick is that trying to look at that public result and figure out your original secret number X is virtually impossible when the numbers are large enough. That difficulty is the one quiet assumption that protects your connection. That hardness has been hammered on for decades. People have built clever algorithms like baby step, giant step, Pollard's row, and the number field sieve that absolutely crushed small or badly chosen parameters. And every time those attacks improved, cryptography responded by moving to larger primes, tightening how those primes are generated, picking safer groups like elliptic curves, where the best known attacks are still astronomically computationally expensive. Instead of promising unbreakable, we talk about bits of security. A 128-bit security level means that the best known attack costs around 2 to the 128th power operations, which is so much work that it's easier to bribe someone, hack a device, or trick a user. That's the real game, making breaking the math more expensive than attacking literally anything else in the system. For Diffie-Hellman, that means using primes big enough that even if state-level adversaries can't do the discrete log, avoiding weak parameters where pre-computation or subgroup tricks leak information, or treating randomness like oxygen. Without strong random exponents, the whole thing suffocates. But let's call this what this really is. Not a promise of forever, but a moving safety margin. We're constantly stretching the parameters just ahead of what we think attackers can do. So what happens when someone shows up with a completely different kind of computer and a shortcut straight through the math we've been leaning on? Diffie-Hellman meets quantum computation. Contrary to popular belief, quantum computing doesn't mean faster computers. For Diffie-Hellman, it's an entirely different species of threat. Right now, discrete log is hard because every known classical algorithm has to grind through a search space that explodes with key size. A big enough quantum computer running Shor's algorithm doesn't play by those same rules. It can compute discrete logs and factor large integers in polynomial time. In plain English, this means the one-way hill that Diffie-Hellman has to climb becomes a smooth ramp. That flips the table in two icky ways. First, any Diffie-Hellman handshake recorded today becomes a ticking time bomb. If an attacker captures the full transcript, like the public values or parameters, and stores it, a future quantum computer could run Shor's on those values and recover the shared secrets. What looked like secure in 2026 turns into readable in 2035 if nothing changes. Second, it's not simply one protocol. Everything built on the same assumption shutters. So that's finite field Diffie-Hellman, elliptic curve Diffie-Hellman, RSA key transport, DSA and ECDSA signatures, which is elliptic curve DSA, which is a big chunk of the public key universe. So is everything forever doomed? Nah, fam. But it does mean that the math under key exchanges has an expiration date built in. The response is already unfolding. New post-quantum key exchange mechanisms are being standardized, schemes based on lattice problems and other hard structures that, as far as we know, resist both classical and quantum attacks. As a defense, protocols are starting to run in hybrid mode. Your browser and server do a familiar Diffie-Hellman and a post-quantum key exchange in parallel, then mix both secrets to get the final key. If quantum turns out to be slower than expected, the classical piece still holds. If quantum arrives earlier and shreds discrete log, the post-quantum half keeps the door locked. Underneath all this, the real lesson looks a lot like the one Diffie and Hellman taught in the 70s. Security is a moving agreement between what we want to protect and what our computation can realistically prevent. We broke one impossible rule when we learned to create secrets in public. Quantum computing just forces us to ask a bigger question. If changing how we compute once rewrote what secrecy means on the internet, what does the next rewrite look like, and who gets left behind if we don't adapt in time? If you found Diffie-Hellman interesting, you're going to love this video all about quantum cryptography. I will see you in that video next.
Is it just me? Or like, is anyone else tired of just being a hoe? Like, I don't know. Look-key, I think I'm a hoe because I'm sad. Like, I'm fucking sad as shit.
So your solution to being sad is being a hoe, okay?
I don't know. Like, I'm so tired of coming home and not having, like, someone to, like, walk in the door.
Like,
I'm about to cry. Like, not having someone there to care for. So, like, fucking, like, bitch, I'm gonna make your dinner. I want someone to help me raise my daughter. And be a father to her. I don't know. I'm so sad about, like, not having any of that. And it's like, I feel like I can never find that. And I will never have that because I haven't been able to find anything like that. Because all...
Okay, man, why do you think you didn't find that? Maybe because you're a 3 or 4. By the way, guys, 3 or 4 inverted is hoe.
All guys want to do is fuck or play your ass. Like, I mean, I had someone that I really liked. He didn't even fuck. Like, he didn't get anything out of it other than getting off on playing. So, like, when nobody wants to be a father to a child that they didn't have, like, what the fuck? It's not fair.
Okay, man, you say it's not fair for you, but do you think it's fair for that guy to raise somebody else's kid?
Like, I just want someone to love. Like, I love my daughter. Yeah, I get to come home to her every day, but, you know, like, I want a, like, a partner. It's like my best friend. Spend every day with forever. And going through that entire thing alone when that is meant to be shared between 2 people, and I'm continually going through it alone and doing everything by myself. It makes me like crazy of work to love more. So I'm trying to like bury those feelings down. So I'm literally just fucking all the time to be fulfilled.
After you made this video and you told everybody publicly that you're a hoe, that you sleep with a lot of men, do you think this will help you find a good guy?
Low IQ, very low IQ.
So empty and it's so depressing, and I try and like shove all my feelings away and like I don't know.
You're fucking when you fucking broke up with me because it all of a sudden became too fucking much for him, right?
And she swears like a sailor. She swears more than a man. Why would you want to be with a woman like this?
But yeah, I'm a mom at 19 years old. Well, now I'm 20, but at the time I was 19 years old. I'm fucking trying to raise myself and my child. I'm trying to sort shit out. But it was too much for him, right? Although he didn't have anything to do with us, with my daughter. He didn't do anything with her whatsoever. Hadn't even met her. Oh, but it's too much for him. The baby's too much for him, right? Bitch, I'm not asking you to take care of my motherfucking kid. I'm asking you to love me.
You see the VIP lounge right there? Gianna Capri and Veronica Haven.
Canceled on me last minute, bitch. What the fuck?
You see the VIP lounge right there? Gianna
So she
Capri and
declared
Veronica
online
Haven.
that she's a 3 or 4.
You see
She
the VIP lounge.
swears a lot. She's only 20, but she already has a kid. Why would you want to be with a woman like this? It doesn't make sense. Only a simp would want to be with a woman like this.
You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're a single mom. Now you're a single mom.
What's the capital of America?
America.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a capital.
Okay. And why is that?
Because it's a continent.
What's the capital of Australia?
Australia. It's a continent.
So he doesn't know.
So he doesn't.
I feel bad for the short men
This is the level of IQ of young people today.
who think no woman wants to date them. And because I've dated short men, pretty much every guy I've dated was short. I was literally in love with a guy who was my height or maybe even shorter, and I'm 5'3". So if you think that, you're wrong. There are plenty of women who would date you regardless of your height.
It's my fault.
Plenty of people are, man. There are a very small percentage of women that will like shorter men than themselves. It's not a lot, man.
It's my fault, Henry.
I don't know.
I need you to be nice to me, okay? I'm gonna be
Yeah. Damn, shorty, you got a helicopter landing pad down there? Oh my god, ain't no way. I can eat a bowl of cereal off your forehead. You look like a goddamn Ford Expedition front bumper on your I could flash a projector and watch a movie on that forehead.
Today's hot take is that being a simp is actually so attractive. Wow, that is really red. Like, guys will fully bully each other about being a simp. It's genuine.
It has nothing to do with bullying. Nobody cares what I say or other people say. It's because men have been simps in the past and they've seen it's not worth it, man.
They're really so attractive. And I just don't get why they get bullied for it. Like, it's so attractive, a guy and like being obsessed with you and like adoring you. Like, that's really attractive. Surely you girls have to agree that a simp is just the best thing ever.
So how come you're still single? How come you're making this video? Because there are plenty of sims, I'm sure there are plenty of sims that are in your DMs right now, man. That are talking to you right now. That are on your friend zone right now. Oh, you forgot one small detail. You want Chad to be a simp now. You want a 6'3" guy that has a lot of money, that looks really good, to be a simp only for you. And you don't even realize that if that guy is really a simp, you won't like him.
Every girl wants a simp.
Women, well, instinctually, we are always sorting for strength, because then we're safe. Is he strong enough to protect me? Including, is he strong enough to protect me from my worst enemy, which is myself.
And that is not a sin. That is a guy that has boundaries and knows to say no. We're not doing what you want. We're not listening to you. I know better. And here are my boundaries. We're going to do this. But the previous woman said she wants a simp that is obsessed with her, that will do anything for her, that will do anything that she says. No, man.
If I meet a woman who's really attractive, I'm never going to compliment her because of her physical attractiveness. She's always going to do something. If I saw a woman and she was posting a picture, she's like, I just paid off my house, I would like that photo. I have never liked a photo with a girl where she was in a bikini. Never.
There is such a big problem with simps around, guys. Just think about it. I show you videos like the first woman that is a single mother that openly says that she's a hoe. And I can bet on it, I will have guys in my comment section saying she's so hot, she's so pretty. My guy, when you see a woman, it doesn't matter how good she looks. When you see a woman like that and she opens her mouth and she starts talking like the first woman, swearing, very masculine, single mother, and also a 3 or 4, a hoe. From the start, I don't care how attractive she is. She's a 0 to me. I don't even want to see her anymore. I block her from the start. How are people this stupid? Do you understand that just saying she's hot after you've seen videos of her and how she acts, you just show me that you will date any woman that is hot to you. This is why people like you simps get hurt. This is why women break up with you. This is why you get married and then they divorce you. This is why they take half your stuff, because you're stupid and you deserve it.
Because what am I doing? I'm giving my attention, losing my value in exchange for no compliance. I'm getting attention from her, and her attention is worthless. If you just have guys go on that idea, like basically compliance is below the belly button and attention is above the belly button, then it's just much easier for them to make mistakes. She sent me news. That was with her thumb. That's above the belly button. That's attention. She came to my house and made me dinner. That means she had to move her. That's compliance. I'll reinforce compliance. I would not reinforce validated.
That's amazing. So, what were you saying about not having fun?
I'm done having fun. I'm done having fun. I had so much fun in my 20s. So much fun with so many men. Too much fun, honestly. I think I, reached the fun limit. But I'm serious about dating. I'm in my 30s. I have a plan. I have a sex ring. I have deadlines. Right. I want a baby in a year. I just broke my eggs. I want a ring in 9 months, and I want to be married a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Okay, so now just take this woman as an example. I don't know if this video is real. Maybe it's a skit, but it looks real to me. So if it's real, just think about it, guys. There will be guys that will say, oh my god, she's so hot. I would want to date her. Why, my guy? From the start, she's a very big red flag. When women have red flags, and not small red flags, like really big red flags that could mess your life up, from the start you shouldn't be able to see them as hot.
So I'm looking for someone who is at that level.
Well,
and is willing to meet me at that level.
For sure. This is our first date, so
yeah, I
feel
know.
Like
that's why I'm being crystal clear, because so many men who look just like you have just wasted years of my life, and I'm so sick of it, and I'm not going to let it happen.
Well, I thought you were trying to have fun, so it's like...
No, I'm not. I'm not having fun. I'm done having fun.
Right, you're done with fun now, but before...
I had so much fun.
Yeah, that much is clear.
With a lot of men.
So she had a very high body count, she slept with a lot of chads, and now she wants you, the nice guy, to come in and save her.
Yeah, I'm picturing a lot of things
and
right now.
And I don't need to do it anymore. And honestly, you're really not my type. My friend told me to go out with you, and because she seems like you're the type that wants to settle down, so...
Yeah, so her friend told her that he was the nice guy.
Okay,
normally I don't go for you, but I feel like maybe you're at the same place in your life and my life.
I don't know. Yeah, this might not be a great fit.
Which fruit shares its name with a color?
With the color?
Orange.
Apple?
What is the capital of England?
Europe!
How many countries, How many countries are in the UK?
Oh, I don't even know what a country is.
By the way, guys, I know I've shown you a lot of dark, sad videos about the trajectory of the dating market today and how women are. So I posted throughout this video a lot of funny videos like this.
Being serious, I don't know the difference between countries and continents.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know if this is funny or sad.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. Wales.
Wales, Scotland, Ireland. 3.
What country are we in right now?
I forgot. Salford.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
15 minutes.
Quarter of an hour. It stresses me so much. Usually it wouldn't be
yeah, it's so hard to divide 60 by 4.
I literally can't think. I'm like
like a quarter of an hour.
I know what you're saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I literally just can't. Like.
Okay. What is 3 cubed?
3 cubed?
Yep.
21.
21. There you go. What is 3 times 3 times 3?
21.
Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure.
21.
What is 9 plus 9 plus 9?
21.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 27.
You're 3 for 3. I was just making sure.
I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I keep getting it wrong.
In reality, those 3 questions are all equal to 27, believe it or not.
No. I want a woman that's gonna be with me when the times are tough. I will leave you. I'll leave you. I will. I will literally, the minute it feels tough, I'm leaving. And you know...
Okay, another example. Another perfect example. I'm sure this woman, to some men, looks really hot. When she started talking like this and she says from the start, I will leave you, she can't be hot anymore. You shouldn't be able to even see her. She should be like a ghost to you. If she's not, that's your problem, my guy. If she's not, that means that any woman that looks good to you, she can take advantage of you. She will take your money. She will hurt you. So just think about it. If after she said the first 5 words, she's still attractive to you, you have a problem. You're watching my videos and you're not learning anything. It's clear that you will suffer with that mentality.
You know why? You know why? Because that same man that's saying it, you know why he's gonna leave you? That same man gonna gain weight after birthing his baby. Or maybe you're going to be diagnosed with some type of illness that he finds is crippling for him to care for you, because he's going to crack under the weight of the pressure of being a man, because when he was 3, his father beat his mom and abandoned her, and you know, he's always been struggling trying to be the man his mother wanted to be, and now that he's going to actually care for his sick wife, and he just can't do it, and he's going to leave. God forbid he gains weight because you get older. Right? You get some stretch marks, you get a little bit of loose skin, you don't have the money for plastic surgery because he's a fucking bum and he could never pay for it.
Okay, ma'am, why are you going for these kinds of men? Why are you going for men that don't care about you? Why are you going for men that will leave you if anything happens? Why are you going for men that you say are bums, that don't have money? Oh, because that's your level now. You can't get a better man because that's your level now. Yeah, you're just going stupid. Just from the way she talks, she's very annoying. Very annoying.
Why do women have to prove their value but men just have to show up? I think it's the opposite. I think men have to prove their value and a woman just has to show up. I think if you're, you ask. No, I think if you're pretty, you can get access to the parties, to the invite only, to the private yachts, to the billionaires club, just because they want to have you in the room. Now, we know what they want you in the room for, but if you're smart, you don't go for it. You work the room so that they invite you directly back. Whereas men got to earn the money, have the job, get the accolades, do the achievement in order to even almost have access to some of the things that she gets. So I actually feel like beautiful women get much more opportunities than men get.
I see her Snapchat. She's in Puerto Rico. I'm like, who you with? She's like, I'm with my grandma.
From the start, did you see the red flag? She went to Puerto Rico without telling him. He had to see a Snapchat. From the start, you know that woman is cheating on you. From the start, you know she doesn't care about you. How can your girlfriend go to another country without telling you? You have to find out from somebody else or from Snapchat or whatever. From the start, my guy, it's your fault. What are you doing with a woman like that?
I said, all right, I know it's Puerto Rican, so makes sense. Take a selfie.
From the start, you can see he's a C. My guy, it doesn't matter that her grandma is there. Why did she went without telling you? It's so stupid.
Take a selfie with her. I want to see your grandma.
And she's like texting me, bro. She's texting me pictures of the Airbnb. And I'm like, oh shit, like that shit's fire, right? So I got like 8 pictures of like the Airbnb. I got a good one of the backyard.
Yes, my guy, but you don't see the guy that she's with at the Airbnb. That's what you don't see.
It's a really good one in the backyard. I'm looking on Instagram one day, and her ex, who's from like where I'm from, he gets suggested as a follower. I look at the profile picture, and I'm like, damn, that looks familiar. So I click on his page, and then I click on the profile picture. He's private. I like zoom in, and I'm like, I feel like I just saw that backyard. And so now I pull it. Now I X out of Instagram. I go to the picture, right? And I'm like, hold up. So there's an overhang, and I'm looking at the wood slats on the overhang, and I'm like, wait, that's the.
I don't know why, guys, but the video just cut off here, but I can bet that she was cheating. I can bet whatever you want, she was cheating. He already confirmed that the Airbnb looked like his house, like the house that he had his picture in.
I'm no expert, but let's be real. Being over 40 is fun. Because now, eating makes me fat, drinking makes me pee, sleeping makes me tired, Exercising makes me sore. Moisturizing makes me itchy. Skincare actually makes me break out. Caffeine no longer works.
Okay, ma'am, then how come you have 10 tons of makeup on? How come it doesn't irritate your skin when you have 10 tons of makeup on?
Works. Breathing makes me hungry. Nothing makes me happy. Everything makes me angry. I'm always sweaty and a little bloated. And the hair that used to be on my head is now falling out and growing back on my chin.
Can you see her hand? The difference in colors between her face and her hand? Yep.
What's 9 times 9?
9 times
81.
9, that's 89.
No, 81.
How many degrees do the angles inside a square add up to?
Isn't it 90?
360.
90 or 180? I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Her friend group says everything you need to know about her. You don't need to meet her parents, just meet her friends.
True, if her friends all are 3 or 4s, hoes, it's the same with her. It's clearly the same with her. She's not going to be the virgin out of the group, guys.
If her circle is full of girls who party every weekend, cheat on their boyfriends, and brag about being toxic, guess what? That energy rubs off onto you. If every friend she has is single, bitter, and bashing men 24/7, don't expect her to come home feeling inspired to love you. She's soaking up that mindset, whether she admits it or not.
Yeah, those friends will make her break up with you. Those friends would want to go with her on vacations. Just them. Do things just them. Go to clubs just them. They will make sure she will break up with you. That's why if you have a girlfriend, if you have a wife, she shouldn't have single friends.
Women mirror the women they spend time with. If her friends are feminine, loyal, and grounded, she will rise to that level. If they're dramatic, jealous, and full of chaos, that is what she's going to bring into your relationship. True. A woman's friend group reveals her standards, her priorities, and her character, because no woman with self-respect surrounds herself with people who lack it. So before you fall for her smile and her body, look at the 5 people she calls her best friends. That'll tell you more than any first date ever could.
Would you punch me in the face for $1 billion?
I'd punch you in the face for $40. $1 billion? $1 billion. You'd have trouble getting me off of it.
$1 billion to punch me in the face as hard as you can right now. Would you do it?
Yes. No hesitation.
Right.
Would you punch me for $3 million?
Hell yeah, nigga, rock 'em, sock 'em.
Would you punch me in the face for $1 billion?
$1 billion?
Yes.
Yes.
No hesitation?
No hesitation.
Would you punch me in the face for $1 million?
Like, actually, like, realistically, yes.
You gotta punch me one time for $1 billion. Would you do it?
Sure. One of them good ones, too.
I have a really bad double standard for men versus women. Like, if I'm on a date with a girl and she says something that would be an insane red flag for a man to say, like, I don't believe in commitment, my first instinct is to be like, hey, what happened to you when you were 11 years old? You can tell me. If on our first date she looked me in the eyes and said, I only want to hook up with you, I would look her in the eyes and say, no, that's not true at all. You have a big, big heart.
Yeah, this is true. A lot of women have double standards for themselves or other women. This is just how the world works.
Stop lying to yourself. If she said, like, my last relationship ended because I couldn't be faithful, I'd be like, wait, like, I love how, like, honest you are with me, and that is, like, I don't know, I, like, really like you. Or if she was like, I don't believe in, like, birds or trees or houses, I would be like, wait, literally? Like, the way that everyone these days is, like, follow the leader, it's so sad, and I love that we, like, are like this together.
Are you smart?
I'm pretty smart, yeah.
What subject are you good at?
Oh, I like, my favorite subject is math.
Maths. How many days are in 12 weeks?
300.
12 weeks, so it's 12 times 7, 84.
65. Oh, hold on. Let me do the math, man.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Oh, 90 days. Yes, because 12 weeks, you divide it by 4, which is 4 weeks in a month. So then you do... Fuck off.
What country is the Burj Khalifa in?
Vegas?
UAE.
How'd you get to Vegas?
Airplane.
Do you think it's okay for women to go on girls' trips to Miami or Vegas if they're in a relationship?
I do.
Okay, another perfect example. I don't care how hot you think this woman is. When she said that from the start, you shouldn't be able to see her. She's just a ghost. She doesn't exist anymore. This is how you should see women. When they open their mouth and say stupid stuff, they have really big red flags that you know could hurt you, could hurt your relationship. From the start, she should become like a ghost. If she doesn't, my guy, just think about it. I don't want to insult you anymore. Just think about it. There is a problem with you, my guy. You need to fix that.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
For the girls or for the guys?
You're going on their trip with the girls and he's not going with you.
Yeah, I think that, I think that girls should still have their level of independence, and they should be allowed to do what they want to do, and their partner should trust them.
So she wants the benefits of a relationship, the benefits of a man that protects and provides, but she still wants to do whatever she wants, like she would be single, but she's not single. So from the start, she doesn't exist. She's a ghost. You can't actually see her.
The best way to learn if somebody's lying to you is learning their benchmarks. Meeting somebody one time, it's very hard to know things about them.
Yeah.
You can't really gauge who they are as a person. But how many people in your life do you meet once? Few. Most people you meet often. Have you ever been lie detector machine? Never. So the way they work is they have to ask you questions beforehand to set your benchmarks. Tell me an honest answer. Is your name Stephen Bartley? Yes. They look at your indicators to see what honesty looks like. Tell me a lie. And now they try to compare the two to each other. So what I do when I watch people and observe is I try to see what do they look like when they're telling me the truth. When somebody tells you a story, how many details do they insert? What's their cadence? How do they speak?
Yes, he's right, but do you want the honest truth? The majority of people, men or women, are not smart enough to pick up on those things. They're not. I can pick up on those things very fast because this is what I do every day. But the majority of people are not trained to do that. And the majority of people are not smart enough to even think about doing that.
What do they do when they lie versus what do they do when they tell the truth? And then start to trust your instincts more. I think that when we were growing up, most of us had much better BS detection systems. When you're 2, 3, 4, you know if your sibling's lying to you. You know if people are lying to you very well. You're kind of very young and there's an instinct.
Yes, you know about your siblings because you're with them every day and you know exactly how they behave and what they say. So you know when they lie. But the majority of people, when they go on dates, even if they saw that woman a few times, they don't know how to tell if she's lying or not. This is why I tell you guys, the best thing before even thinking about marriage is to live with that person. When you live with somebody 24/7, nobody can lie to you, my guy. Nobody can lie to you 24/7. You will always see the cracks. Always, you just have to look for them.
It's involved. People are just doing this at every moment. You're like, no, it's tiring. I'm focused, hyper-focused on what you're doing and things that I'm watching that will give away certain elements. You can tell when people are lying more often than not.
I, a 26-year-old man, humiliated and shattered my girlfriend's confidence. His girlfriend is 25.
Who's how old?
He's 26. Okay. 26, 25. I humiliated and shattered my girlfriend's confidence. This is relationship advice, so he's not asking if he's the asshole, but he's asking for advice on what to do.
Well, he's about to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girlfriend and I moved in together last year. We live in a fairly safe neighborhood, but during the night there are some sketchy drunk men hanging around who also scare me quite honestly. My girlfriend, however, wasn't really scared to walk alone at night and would say that she's just as strong as those men and can take care of herself.
So from the start, you know she's very stupid. Or she's a very big feminist that believes everything that she hears on social media. So that also makes her very stupid.
My girlfriend is 5'10 and works out 2 times a week. She's indeed very strong compared to most women, but she was obviously delusional to think that her strength was comparable to that of an average man. She would even go as far as saying that if someone should be worried about walking alone at night, then it should be me, as I'm a scrawny 5'9 man.
I love her.
She's like, bitch.
Can you see the sisterhood? I love her because she thinks her man is weaker than her. She loves that.
Yeah, I work out 2 times.
I thought this was one of the situations where it would be better to just shut up than be correct, so I mostly stopped showing my concerns to her. Yesterday, she went out with some of her friends and called me at 1 a.m. saying that she'll come alone via public transportation. She doesn't have a license. I told her that it's dangerous and I should come pick her up, but she insisted on...
Can you see how big of a simp he is? She went out with friends and he stayed home. And he thinks this is okay.
Coming by herself. I couldn't sleep till she came home an hour later. She was so angry at me for not trusting her that she can take care of herself. That was when I decided to demonstrate to her the disparity between the strength of men and women. She thought I was joking at first, but when she realized that I was dead serious, she happily took the opportunity to prove how wrong I was. I basically told her to ground me as hard as she could, and then I quickly got out of her grip and grounded her for several minutes till she surrendered. She cried a lot throughout this whole time, and I could also see the fear in her eyes, even though she knew very well that I would never hurt her. I humiliated her. I slept on the couch that night. She didn't want to talk about it in the morning.
Can you see how big of a simp he is? How can you say you humiliated her? You saved her, my guy. You showed her that a guy that is scrawny like you can take a woman like her even if she works out a lot. Do you understand that you saved her? From now on, she will think twice before going at 1 a.m. alone down the street. Do you understand that you saved her, but your mentality, because you're a big simp, you think that you humiliated her. And she, because she's a feminist, I can tell she's a feminist, she felt sad. She felt afraid instead of realizing that you just showed her the truth.
And said that she's fine, but she's still obviously very upset about it. I feel horrible that I've shattered her confidence like that, and I don't think she will ever feel safe walking alone at night again. I'm probably a
Yeah, and she should thank you for that. Because if she kept doing that, maybe something would have happened to her. And now you saved her from that. She should be thanking you. She should be very appreciative of what you did. But no, she's angry. From the start, you know a woman like that is not relationship material. You can't take the feminist out of her.
Horrible person for doing that, and I wish I could have just trusted her more to take care of herself. I know this relationship is probably over, but is there anything I could do to make up for it?
Can you see how big of a simp he is? He thinks he needs to do something to repair the relationship. My guy, you have to leave. You have to leave fast, and you have to learn from this experience and not ever get into a relationship with a woman like that again. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.
Peggy. There is only, harboring relics of power long forgotten. 4 armies. Armies, 1 war. The Space Marines, the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Orcs, the Necrons. Duty, knowledge, brutality, annihilation. The next chapter begins September the 17th. But on Cronus, war does not end with a single campaign. Over time, the conflict deepens, beginning this fall with Crusade Mode, a living campaign of conquest where every decision matters, every victory reshapes the battlefield, and every loss echoes across the war. Build your army, dominate the map, command leaders and armies. On Cronus, the war never ends. Then, Crusade and Last Stand grow deadlier with the addition of Lord Armnock and Guzzcutter. Forge, play, and share your own battles with the mission editor. Return to Aurelia, homeworld of the Blood Ravens, where ancient relics ignite deadly new conflicts. And finally, the war is reborn. A new campaign, a new force rises. One planet, endless war. Cronus remembers only victory.
All I have to say is thank God I am moving in a couple months, because I made the poor decision to match with someone that I knew lived in my building on a dating app. We absolutely did run into each other in the elevator, like the day after I posted that. But we are going on a date tomorrow, so I guess we'll see how it goes. Hi, just like quick little question. Can men stop being stupid? There's an epidemic that we do not talk enough about, and it is the men who follow and unfollow constantly on Instagram to get our attention. What am I?
Just think about her language. She actually thinks that's an epidemic. Okay, now.
What you have to do? Apologize? That's exactly what I want you to do. Over my rich, hot, dead body.
I love a beautiful man. I truly do, and I have encountered a few lately, and I genuinely don't even want to go out with them because I'm just so nervous. Hi?
Man, just because they don't want to date you doesn't mean they're gay.
I thought I was like totally ready to go on a date. Like I'm like, oh, like I miss going on dates. And then like a man asked me on a date, and now I'm I truly haven't been on a date in months.
I honestly think that I've been single for too long, because every single time I go on a date with a man, start talking to a man, I get this like gut-wrenching feeling of like, please do not let this turn into a relationship. Like, I gotta go. Abort mission. And I don't know if that's ever gonna change, because I'm not even kidding. Every single man, every single time, it's like, gotta go. Commitment issues through the roof. And am I okay with that? Like, I have no idea, but like, is this ever gonna change? I don't know.
Guys, let me know down in the comments. Maybe I misunderstood her. Did she say that she has commitment issues, or the guys that she's dating has commitment issues?
Men are so obnoxiously ironic, because what do you mean you are a full-blown married man flirting with me? and then ask me what I want in life. Do I want marriage? And I tell you, no, not really. And you ask me why, and I say, because of men like you.
Yeah, ma'am, you're correct. But why are you talking to married men if you know they're married? Why are you entertaining them? You shouldn't even talk to them. You should block them from the start.
And the way that married men have treated me, and I've seen it, and how...
Okay, so she's dealt with married men in the past a lot of times, it seems like. So why are you entertaining them if you don't like them, ma'am? From the start block, you shouldn't talk to married men.
How I've witnessed how married men act around women that are not their wives. You, sir, are the prime reason and example of why a lot of women don't want to get married.
Ma'am, do you actually think that all guys are like that? No, they're not, ma'am. The players, the guys that have a lot of options, those guys cheat on their wives, ma'am. The majority of men, the average man, doesn't even have the opportunity to cheat.
I used to be hot. Not ridiculously hot, but like a solid 7 out of 10 hot. Recently, as you can see, I'm no longer hot. Granted, I'm 35 now. A lot has changed in the last 5 years, externally and internally, and in my lifestyle. I've become a mother. I also work in corporate now, which I didn't 6 years ago. All that to say, I no longer like the way I look. I feel like I've let myself go. And that in turn is affecting my confidence.
By the way, guys, stay till the end because there is a very funny video at the end that I want you to see. And as always, if you enjoy my videos, consider subscribing.
Bye! Took him out to eat, let him hit, and sent him home in an Uber. Just like they do to us. Let's see how he likes it.
Alright, thanks. Bro, I just had the best day of my fucking life! Let's go, man!
Things that my low effort boyfriend does that would probably send girls with high effort boyfriends into a coma. We've been together for 2 years and he's never taken me on a date our entire relationship.
He's never bought her a gift. He's never driven her anywhere. He's never bought her flowers. He talks about other girls that he likes to her. Girl.
And whose fault is that, ma'am? Who forced you to be in that relationship with him for 2 years? Don't tell me only now you see how he treats you. You didn't see that from the start. Yes, you did, ma'am. So why are you complaining about him on the internet? You chose to be with him. You chose to stay in that relationship for 2 years. It's your fault, ma'am. Take accountability. Not all men are like that. Find a good guy that will treat you right, instead of complaining on TikTok.
Girl, are you sure that he knows that he's your boyfriend?
Hey guys, quick question. Has enough time passed to where we can talk about the whole man versus bear argument was like performative? Because like